maybe we'll start with you. What does it mean to be playing in another finals campaign? Got so close, I guess, in 2020 with those 6 wins. What does it mean for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit of a hiatus since we've been back there. So after having a couple of years of not making it, I guess it makes you that little bit more hungrier. So we're really excited to be back there again. Under a completely new team. I'm pretty sure half the team haven't experienced finals before. So I think it's really exciting for them. And us that have a little bit of experience, we'll be hoping to guide them through. But I think our mentality is trying to just take it, game by game and trying to prepare as normal.
Sarah, you been getting much advice from some of the older crew about how to approach finals?
Yeah, definitely. Played a few when I was quite younger in my first few years. So having that experience is good, but also having the experience of the older girls helps very much as well.
Do you girls, you're both asses, do you dare to dream about what it could mean for the club if you do take that first win?
I think we let the outsiders kind of dream. I know our fans like the idea of Fremantle, and obviously we want to keep them excited, but it's quite a journey to get to the end, so I don't think we want to look too far ahead.
Sarah, was there a little bit of a nervous sweat with the sort of MRO having a look at that head knocker, and how's it nice to be cleared to play?
Yeah, obviously it's always a bit scary when that stuff happens, but then we just be ourselves and just process that. But yeah, happy that it's nothing that against that. But
have you watched? You played Essendon back in round 1. What have you made of their season and expect for them on the weekend?
Yeah, definitely. They're a strong contested team, so we're looking to have a strong fight, especially in finals. It's always going to be a fiery fight, so we're definitely up for it and we're excited to take it on.
You're both playing your 50th this week. How do you separate your personal milestone from a finals game, or does it just add to the anticipation of the match?
I think it's exciting. It's an exciting round anyway, heading into finals. We've actually had a few 50ths this year, so it's kind of, I guess you just kind of learn to not make it too fancy. It's nice to kind of get your family and friends involved, and they normally share the posts on Instagram and all the rest. But again, it's just another game, and I guess it is a little bit of a milestone that we like to celebrate earlier on in the week, and then when it gets to game day, we'll treat it as game day.
Same for you, sir.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
You talk about the season being a bit of a journey. Your home form has been a bit patchy. You only missed the 4 by percentage. So, how do you sort of reconcile those two things? You're almost a top 4 side, and you get a home final where you haven't been your strongest. So, how do you put those things together for finals?
I think we're just focusing on 1 week at a time at the moment. We're a really strong contested team, so I think we just pride ourselves on our roles and what we can do during game day. But I think we'll come out firing on the weekend with finals.
Philippa, you touched on it earlier, but you were part of that team in 2020 that looked like they were the premiership favourites, and then unfortunately COVID kind of intervened. Do you ever think back to that season and kind of the pain of having that chance taken away from you and use it to fuel you going forward?
Yeah, I guess it was the one that kind of got away, and it deep in the heart kind of burns a little bit. But that was in a time where there was so much more going on in the world, and the AFL did need to make that call for the greater good of the society, to be honest. So I can understand why they made that call, even if it probably at the time seemed to hurt a little bit. But it's been a few years since then, completely different team, completely different structure. So, I don't think we look back at that too often, given that the game's changed a lot in that time and we've had to adjust with it.
Given, obviously, everything was, passed since then, what would it mean to you now to, get another crack at winning a premiership?
Yeah, I guess that's what we all strive for. You walk in day 1 of pre-season, and to be honest, we're not going to hide the fact that that's what we're chasing. So we've been chasing that all year. But again, there's a few steps that we need to get through to get there first. So even though that's probably the best look we've had, we've definitely made further through finals in other years as well. So again, just step by step.
And Sarah, you were part of the Dockers team who played in their last final against Adelaide. What do you remember of that game? Obviously, the Crows got the chocolates on that day. Is that something you kind of look back on and kind of use that experience to push you forward?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely remember the heartbreak after that game. It was a very tough loss, and being so close to being that next step as well. We'll always remember that, but it's always in our past, and we're a new, like Philly said, we're a new team now, so we're striving for the greatest success for the club.
Sarah, do you call yourself a forward now, and how much do you relish that goal that you got? That was pretty sensational.
It was pretty fluky, to be honest, but
it wasn't.
I'm just happy to be playing on the team and wherever I can be, but whatever my role is on the day, I'm happy to just grab it with two hands and take it on.
Phil, what have you made of Essendon as well? It was a pretty substantial win in round one, but it sort of seems like they've kind of come through a fair bit of adversity similar to what you guys have had as far as injuries concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, being all the way in round one, even though we do have a short season, that still seems like it was forever ago. I know that we've changed a lot in how we've played since round one, and I'm sure they've done exactly the same. So, you know, we have our review of them this morning, and no doubt it'll be almost completely different to how we took them on in round one. I think it'll be a completely different game, plus the pressure of finals. So we definitely want to take confidence from that, but at the same time, we completely respect that they've gone through a lot since then, shown a lot of resilience, and we're expecting them to be up and firing.
And when you reflect on your 50 games, what would be the highlight of wearing the Dockers colours?
Oh, to be honest, I just think the vibe that we have in this group, and I think my favourite part of a game day is definitely at the end when we all get to sing and we all get to celebrate. And I think even watching our games back, I often look at when we finish and how we all come together and celebrate. And the opportunity to do that, you know, when we get the W is really special. And of course, we're hoping we can do that again this week.
Sarah, you got a special moment that you reflect on in that 50 games?
It's probably quite similar to Philly. I love living the high and lows with the club. You know, whatever we go through, we've always stuck together and stayed as a really tight family. So I'm just happy to be at this club and happy to go forward in finals.
Just one for both of you quickly. Obviously, Bonnie Toogood is out for Essendon. She's one of their best players. When preparing for a side who are missing, you know, one of the superstars of their team, how wary do you have to be of, I guess, the other threats? How kind of mentally switched on do you have to be on the field to know that, okay, they're missing a best player, they've got other players that, you know, we need to take care of?
Yeah, 100%. When we review, we don't look at one player in particular, we look at the whole side. So Bonnie is a great player and she'll be missed for her team, but we've got a whole team to look after as well to really switch on and fire as well.